Hi, everyone. Let's wait a few seconds for attendees to join in. Welcome to the Making the Best Choice for You Studying in the U.S. live session, hosted by Pace University English Language Institute. We will begin in just a moment. If you have any questions for our speakers during the session, please write them in the live chat and we will answer as many as possible at the end. Okay, Daniel and Rebecca, you can begin now.
Hi, everybody. Good morning. My name is Daniel Nkowski, and I'm one of the directors here at Pace University's English Language Institute. Rebecca Checo, our admissions coordinator, is joining me today, and we are going to talk to you about things you should think about while selecting a school. I know there are a lot of options on the platform today and tomorrow, so hopefully after you attend this short session, you will be able to come up with a list of things that are important to you, which should make the college search a little less stressful. Just a bit about us. I went to Pace University actually for undergraduate. I did a double major, double minor, and a certificate at Pace. I was part of our honors college. I did 4 internships before I graduated. I studied abroad twice in Peru and Poland. I had 2 part-time campus jobs, and I also was able to present at different conferences while I was attending Pace. For graduate school, I went to Teachers College at Columbia University, where I got a PhD in psychology, and I did 4 practicums and attended 4 different regional and national conferences as a presenter. Now, what was important to me when I was searching for schools was really all the opportunities I had outside of the classroom. Things that Pace and Columbia would both offer me beyond just learning from the teacher in the classroom.
Hi, everyone. I'm really happy to be here and speak to you all. As Daniel mentioned, my name is Rebecca Checo. I'm the admissions coordinator here at the English Language Institute at Pace University. I did my undergrad out of state, so I'm originally from New York City, but I decided to move to Miami, Florida to do my undergrad at Barry University. During those 4 years, I completed 4 internships. I was able to study abroad in China during my 3rd year of undergrad. I worked 2 part-time jobs on campus. I also contributed as a student writer for my college's, my university's newspaper. And currently I'm a grad student at Pace University. For me, the most important thing when choosing my school was to have a different environment rather than the one that I grew up in. I wanted to move far away from New York City, which is what I did, and I loved it. Yeah, I look forward to speaking to you all about the different factors when it comes to choosing the best school for you.
So before you really commit to a school or something I think you should do at the start of your search, really sit down, and you can either do this with a school counselor, with your family, or even with your best friend, and really think about what are your goals, whether they're academic, personal, or professional. Like, what do you want to get out of this experience going abroad, traveling to another country for school? Also, when you're looking at schools, you kind of want to think about how will going to a specific university help you achieve those goals, right? If you are somebody who's really, really interested in business, but you end up applying to schools where computer science is the focus and maybe not necessarily business, what does that experience look like for you? You should think about these things before you commit. And just overall, what do you want? There's more than just going to class when you go to college. As you saw from Rebecca and I shared, Rebecca was very involved on campus. She was a student writer. We both did study abroad. There's so many other things happening during college that's outside of the classroom. Now, this is kind of the 4 bullet points of things you really should think about when you're looking at schools, and we'll go over each one of these in a little more detail. But today we're going to talk about how to choose a university based on the academic profile, what the overall experience is, support services for international students, and of course, the important thing, the details and the dollars, what is cost and financial aid options are available to you. So when we talk about academic profile, it really is, what is this school known for? Or what is this school, featuring in their catalog as one of their top programs, or a program that really gives students a lot of opportunity for internships or for jobs or careers. So you want to look at that focus of the university. If we're at Pace University in New York City, and Rebecca and I are both at the English language program, and sometimes students will come to us and they'll ask us, how can I take French classes with you? Well, Rebecca and I are in an English language program, so it's not very likely we're going to be offering French courses. This is just one example, but it just gives you some context on really making sure you're looking for the program you want in the right places. Look at the majors and minors offered. At Pace University, for example, we have over 200 programs between our undergraduate and our graduate schools. That's a lot of programs. There's some schools that may have 300 or 400 programs. So take a look at what's being offered, what's available to you. Think about the selectivity of the admissions process, what is required to apply, and class size. What is the student faculty ratio? What is the average class size? At our English program, our average class size is actually about 12 students. At Pace University, the average class size can range between around 20 students or so. This is different from a school maybe where the average class size is 100 students, or even 150 if it's a larger school. So you want to think about how comfortable are you in your classes and how large will they be? How much teacher interaction is important to you? How important is it to know all of your classmates? And think about the research opportunities for the undergraduate level. You may not be thinking about that right now while you're in high school, but it is really important just to have access to doing research, particularly if you're going to be going to the arts and sciences, and professional experience as well for undergraduate. What does that career services center look like? What type of opportunities and trainings are there to make you successful when you start your job search later?
When you're choosing the right school for you, it's important to consider the overall experience, as your college or university will technically be the place that you call home for the next 4 years. So these are just some bullet points that we thought would be factors that you would consider in choosing your right school. For example, size. Are you interested in going to a smaller school or a bigger university? This also you think about the class size as well, as Daniel mentioned in the previous slide. Are you interested in smaller size classes, or are you okay with having some sort of lecture style class with more than 50 students? So it's important to consider that when you're choosing the right university for yourself. Another thing is setting. Are you interested in attending a school within a city that has a city background, similar to Daniel's undergrad? He attended Pace, and Pace's New York City campus is more of an open campus. Or are you interested in attending more of a traditional campus, similar to the ones that you might have seen in movies or in TV shows, where everything is kind of close together in a little bit of a bubble, which is similar to how the university I attended. So what's really great about Pace is we have 2 campuses, one in New York City, which I mentioned has more of an open campus style. And then we have our Westchester campus, which is about 40 minutes north of the city. That is more of a traditional campus, the ones that you might possibly have seen watching a movie or a TV show. So it's important to just think about that as well. Demographic and diversity. This was super important to me when I was choosing my college. I wanted to make sure that the student body had students that came from the similar backgrounds as myself, and not so much more as ethnicity or nationality, but also you want to make sure that the student body is diverse with different beliefs, different interests, different identities. I believe a diverse student community leads to more thoughtful students, thoughtful leaders, and a better world in general. And then also you're going to want to think about university culture. As Daniel mentioned before, it's much more than just attending your classes. It's also, what are you doing outside of your class? So on-campus housing, are you interested in living on campus, or are you interested in living off campus as being a commuter student? During my undergrad, I lived on campus for 3 years in the regular residence halls. And then during my last year, I lived in an off-campus housing apartment. So I kind of had a little bit of both experiences, but for the most part, I stayed on campus within the resident halls. So it's important to find the best accommodations for you as soon as you submit your application. As you continue to research new colleges and universities, you can find a variety of housing styles and types available for enrolled students. Another thing that you'll probably want to think about is there'll be clubs and organizations. So again, overall experience has a lot to do with more than just what happens within your classes. It's about how you're going to make friends, how are you going to find people that share the same interests as you. Clubs and organizations are really, really popular when attending a college, because you might go to a school that you don't know anybody. So the best way to make new friends is to join different clubs and organizations. Attending school, especially away from where you live, is a huge transition in a student's life. And the benefits of joining a club or organization can help you to network with others that have similar interests, opportunities to become social with others as well. It can enhance your professional experience and your personal development. Another thing will be athletics. Are you interested in becoming a student athlete? Are you interested in attending a school that has a big athletics department? Or are you just not interested in that at all and just kind of want to attend the games for fun and entertainment? So there are many schools that have a big athletics department with sports teams such as basketball, soccer, baseball teams, and much more. And then lastly, you're going to want to think about internships and career coaching. No matter where you attend school, internships are beneficial as they help develop your professional experience. You're able to strengthen your personal character, and it can lead to opening many doors of opportunities. During my undergrad, I completed 3 different internships and enjoyed each one of them. And at times, many times, internships can lead to full-time jobs once you graduate, which allowed, what I really loved about internships, it allowed me to apply what I've been learning within my classrooms in the real world. Career coaching is super important. No matter what school you attend, you'll most likely have a department called career services or career development. And this department helps students with internships, placements, job placements once you graduate, resume and cover letter reviews, and career coaching. So this is definitely something you're going to want to think about when choosing the right school for you.
I think too, just to add before I go to the next part, when Rebecca's talking about setting and the culture and things, a lot of places have multiple campuses. So Pace University, again, we have a campus in New York City and a campus in Westchester. And the culture is very different. What's great is when you're accepted to Pace, you're accepted to all campuses. So for a student like me, I was interested in athletics, but it wasn't a major part of my decision factor. But it was nice to know that if I ever wanted to watch football games or basketball games, I could easily go to the Pleasantville campus outside the city and watch that. So as you shop around for schools as well, if they have multiple campuses, that could also be an advantage to you because you have a larger network of things to tap into. For student support services, again, you are going to be far away from home. For many of you, this may be the first time you're away from home. And you want to make sure that you really know about all the people that are going to support you through your journey. There's no way you're going to get through school all by yourself. You have a lot of people helping you along the way, which is great. So you want to know more about the academic advising and support you get. So when you're talking to admissions counselors, ask them, when will I find out who my academic advisor is? How involved are they? PACE has something called the PACE Path, where our students meet privately with their advisors and mentors to create a customized study plan. And that plan follows them throughout their career at PACE. Rebecca talked a lot about the Career Center. So again, which offices are going to be there to ensure that you get a job at the end of all of this. Alumni associations are really important too, because you can also find a network of people like in your country that graduated from your school, and they always have job opportunities or internship opportunities, or even just events that you can join and go to and network and really get to talk to somebody who maybe is 10 years older than you, but went to your school, has a job from your major, and they can give you some really, really great advice. So alumni associations are really important to explore. And then for wellness, you want to make sure you know about the health center and also counseling to help deal with any anxiety or stress or anything you may have during your time studying. All students, it's natural to be stressed out or a little nervous when it comes to exams or the big adjustment to moving away from home. So there is going to be a team of people there to support you. And as an international student, you of course want to connect to the International Student Services Office and just see what type of support they'll give you. And find out which ways the school does support their international students, whether it's through programming, events, raising awareness of your culture on campus. PACE has an international student club, and it's all student run and led, and they put together great events on campus to teach the American students about their cultures.
And then the last factor that we'll go over is probably, I want to say, the most important. The cost of college can include a variety of items including some that you might not expect. So by understanding college costs, you can compare schools and explore options for how to lower your costs. College and university costs can vary, and there are many schools with affordable tuition and generous financial assistance. So it's important to make sure you research all schools that meet your financial and academic needs. Some of the common costs during your college years, of course, you're going to think about tuition. So these are your classes. These are the price of the classes that you're taking. But you're also going to want to think about room and board if you're interested in living on campus. So you're going to think about your residence hall, your meal plan. How are you going to eat during your time here? If you are interested in living off campus, then you have to think about transportation. Are you living far from your school? Are you living close? Can you walk? Can you take a bus? Can you take a train? Your lifestyle. So if you are living in a city similar to New York City, there's so many things around. So you're going to want to try different things, especially if this is your first time here. So you're going to want to try different restaurants. You're going to want to try different activities when you're not in class or doing your work. So that's something that you're definitely going to think about as well. Also, another thing are books and school supplies. This is not included within your, most of the time it's not included within your tuition or room and board or university fees. So you're going to want to think about textbooks that can be expensive, school supplies such as book bags, notebooks. You might get an electronic device such as a laptop or a tablet. Fees from the university, there's additional fees for the university, such as health insurance or can you tell me a little bit about the fees, Daniel, that PACE has, like athletic fees?
Well, you might have, like, if you take a science class, for example, like there might be a lab fee. A lot of schools, correct, for undergraduate, they might require you to take a lab science as part of their core curriculum. So there's like maybe one-time things or a few things that pop up every now and then. But you just want to have, the point of it is you want to just have a little extra money besides what you see on the college's website as the tuition and the fees, because there's always going to be a few things that pop up.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Just adding to the room and board, when you decide to live on campus or off campus and you're living, attending school, you're going to need things to fill up your room. You're going to need things to fill up your apartment. So, a microwave, a refrigerator, things that you might need for your everyday life, reading lamps. So that's definitely something to consider as you're choosing the right school for you. Another thing would be scholarship eligibility. So many colleges and universities give out scholarships based off of academic merit scholarships. So it's important to just research the right college and university that you're interested in and see what the scholarship eligibility requirements are. If your current GPA can make you eligible for a merit scholarship. Or there are some schools that give out scholarships based off of personal interests. Are you interested into science? Are you interested in robotics? Are you interested in fashion? So just making sure that you're keeping track and keeping updated with the eligibility requirements for different scholarships during your time at your new school. And another thing is return on investment. College is a big step in someone's life, and it can cost a lot of money. So you just want to make sure that you are attending the right school for you, that has everything that you can offer, that anything that they can offer that you might be interested in, because this is something that you're investing in yourself. Education is an investment on yourself. So you want to make sure you're making the right choice at the end of the day.
Thank you, Rebecca and Daniel. We do have some questions coming in. Do you mind if we pause for a little bit?
Yeah,
Go ahead. Sure. Okay, so someone asked, is it possible to change campuses after the program has started?
You can answer.
So it really depends on the school, so I can just speak at Pace University, for example. Most times, yes. What you want to think about for a school of multiple campuses is your program available at the other campus? So, majority of our programs, I would say definitely over 80%, maybe 90% of the programs at Pace are available on both campuses. However, we do have some that are specialized and are only available in New York City or only available in Westchester. So if you are looking at a school at multiple campuses and you think you might want to change campuses, you first want to check that your program is available somewhere else, because that may limit you to how much movement you can do.
Awesome. Yeah, that's perfect. Is there a homestay option when studying at Pace University?
Yes, there are homestay options when studying at Pace University. You'll definitely get that information from the housing department. If you study with us studying English, the English Language Institute will connect you with a homestay partnering organization that we work with. And you definitely, a lot of our students, they stay in homestays just to get more of a feel, more of an experience of living with a American family, practicing their English. So yes, there are homestay opportunities for students, international students.
Thank you, Rebecca. The third question we got is, how long is the academic English program?
Our pre-academic program, we have 2 levels and they are semester-based programs. So for example, in the fall and spring, it's a full 14-week semester. And in the summer, it's 12 weeks. And again, we have 2 levels of the pre-academic program.
Perfect. Thank you. And the last question, do you offer pathways?
So Pace University does offer a pathway program. It's done directly through the undergraduate and graduate programs. So if that's something you are interested in, you would apply directly to Pace's undergraduate or graduate programs. You can work with ApplyWave for that process. They're also partners with our degree programs. If you apply through the English Language Institute, the pathway option, it's not available because you would focus strictly on English skills when you're with us. And then the benefit of finishing the pre-academic English program is in as little as 12 weeks over the summer, you will earn a TOEFL waiver to Pace University's undergraduate or graduate. So you will not need to give a TOEFL score in if you finish the English Language Institute's pre-academic level.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Daniel. Yeah, you can continue with the presentation. Maybe you can talk about a little bit about your Eli program, whatever works best.
Sure. So just the last thing about the making the best choice things for you, just to learn more, you always want to ask questions to schools. I think the first thing is connect with ApplyWave. They can definitely guide you to a program that maybe fits your interests better. Also, go look at the college and university social media accounts. Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, these are all great ways to just see what the campus culture is, what's happening around there, what are the students like, what type of activities are happening. So go browse their social media accounts because it can give you a nice preview of what student life is like there. And most schools are offering virtual visits right now. So if you can't travel, a lot of people put together really, really nice presentations, videos, and some are even live. So you can do a virtual visit or campus tour to experience college life. And you know, those alumni networks as well. There's a lot of in-country ones. I know Pace University, for example, has really large alumni networks in China, in India, all over South America, and in the Middle East, particularly in Saudi Arabia. So reaching out to the admissions team and asking if you can connect with an in-country alumni network is a great way too to find out about people's experiences. So that's what we had. If you have more questions, you can put them in the chat. Carla will read them out to us. But before we sign off, you know, Rebecca and I will both be on the fair today and tomorrow, and you can visit us. You can visit the Pace University booth. You can send me messages on the chat. We're happy to talk to you about our English programs. We have short-term and long-term options. We offer an English for Lawyers program, as well as our pre-academic English program. And this is a 4-week program in July. And that also offers a TOEFL waiver to Pace University's law school. And if you don't know, Pace University's law school currently has the #1 environmental law program in the United States from US World and News Report. So it's a very popular option for students to improve their English first and then go off to do an LLM or JD degree. Some things just to think about too as you pursue English programs. You want to think about the schedule, flexibility. You know, we offer multiple start dates a year, so we can really accommodate students that want to travel any time of the year to New York and study with us. And our students have full access to campus. So you can join any of the activities you see on campus. You can live in the residence hall if you want to. It really is a great way to preview college life and really decide, you know, am I ready to go live overseas? Do I want to live in New York? You know, it's not a big investment like going into a 4-year program right away. And so a lot of students will use, you know, the English Language Institute at Pace as a way to just get a preview of college life. Rebecca, is there anything else you want to share quickly?
We're here to help you all with any questions that you might have about the application process, registration process. Daniel and myself are also DSOs. So if you are interested in visiting us as an F1 student, you can speak to us or ask us any questions about applying for an initial I-20. And then once you are here and studying with us, we will be your advisors in all things F1 student visa matters.
Yeah, so if you're interested, you know, you can just visit our page on ApplyWave and you can start your application, and then the team will connect all of us. And again, if you have any questions at all too, you can just send us messages. We're here today and tomorrow on the fair.
Thank you so much for Daniel and Rebecca. That was amazing. And thank you everyone for joining the session. As Daniel said, if you have any more questions or would like any more information, feel free to reach out to Daniel or Rebecca directly or visit the Pace University booth. Well, we'll see you at the next session.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good day. Enjoy the fair.
Thank you.
Thank you.